Aloha, I'm B-Boy Ark from the 808 Breakers. Thanks for joining us. This video segment is entitled Additions and Sequences, aka the A's. During this video segment, we're going to be unspooling a move or a concept. After our initial walkthrough, we're going to be handing you a 1 to 2 short count of choreography or a sequence or a phrase. They're meant to provide you a very basic framework for how to apply and use the moves or concepts contained. Today we're going to be going over the diamond step footwork pattern. Originally, this movement was introduced to me in about 2013 by a friend who worked at an after-school program with me called Black Belt Jones. He had actually learned this move from Profile 1 from the Floor Gangs. The way that it was presented to me was as a footwork tech or a fragment movement. I basically added 1 or 2 very minimal steps to complete this movement as a symmetrical footwork pattern that I can share with my students. Alright, we're gonna get into this move from our base or rush and kick 0 position. For those of you guys who want a few notes on basic footwork form, feel free to check out the 6-step tutorial that we uploaded earlier. So very simply, this movement starts with a hook as step 1. Make sure that you're using the ball of your foot. Make sure that you dorsiflex, pull those toes up, because if you're wearing nice shoes, which I am not, you will scuff the heck out of these when you go to your next bar, mitzvah, quinceañera party, high school prom, or you break on concrete like most of you b-boys should be doing. That's step 1, it's a hook. So step 2, like an elevator, we're going to be taking our hook leg and bringing it into a high chair position. Both legs are going to have to hop. You're going to have to make sure that you are pushing through your shoulder here. Fight the urge to reach behind you and sink your hips or your butt. So that step's going to look simply like this. Up. That's step 2. So again, it goes step 1, 2. Feel free to repeat this on the other side as well. 1, 2. Try to make sure that your hips don't sink too much because you're going to change your shape, your angle, and unless you're doing tea kettle style footwork or deep back support footwork, you're going to lose a lot of momentum and stability and balance. So again, let's practice step 1 and 2 back to back on both sides. We can turn this into a pattern too by using our hook. So that would look like step 1, step 2. Back to step 1, step 1 on the other side. 1, up to 2, 2, 1, 1, up, 2, 1, other side, 1, lift that chest, 2. Try to keep this angle as broad as possible. Think of it almost like you're doing a side plank or even a bridge. Hook, down. From our high chair, our step 2 position here, we're going to be going from this high chair, taking our top leg, bringing it under our bottom leg, turning to a front support or hook or knee drop type of position, and we're going to extend. It's either a car or somebody had beans. From here, we're already on our other side. So again, we go to step 1, high chair. We go to step 2. We bring it behind. Step 3, pull that thing under us and extend out. Then we go again. Step 1, lift. Step 2, bring it under, bring it down, and turn. Back to step 1. Step 2, bring it behind, down, and rotate. Step 1, 2, 3, down, out. 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 Alright, so this is a really good pattern for several reasons. One of those reasons is that it demonstrates a very base concept of taking a shape, like a hook, and elevating it or bringing it to another level. Also, it's going to definitely test your shoulder strength and your form when you do side support, footwork steps, or transitions, and even power moves. Also, for beginners, this is the starting framework for adding the concept of freezes in footwork shapes. Here's a basic combination. Some call it a sequence, some call it a group move, choreography. In karate, we would call this concept the kata. The idea here is to provide a base context of movement to how to apply these things. Of course, how we use any movement is never limited to a particular combination. But if you're starting out and this movement is new to you, these things are helpful in getting you a jump start into making this a part of your functional vocabulary. We're gonna start with a one-step or a helicopter or a coffee grinder. We're gonna swing this thing across and around to a hook. Now, if you notice, the weight transfer in that movement goes from the front to the back. Despite those two movements feeling relatively similar, that arm shift is really important for what's gonna happen next. Even if you don't do a diamond step and you choose to do clockwork or circular style footwork out of it, you're gonna need to have that arm down so you can push through your shoulders, extend your hips out, and get lighter and bigger when you do your footwork. So let's examine that again. Coffee grinder to a hook. We're gonna go swing and lean. Again, use the ball of your foot, don't scuff those shoes. From here, we're gonna enter our first diamond step. It's gonna go up, it's gonna go 3, it's gonna go down, it's gonna turn, we're gonna jump straight into another one. Hook, up, 3, down, turn. Now for our third one, we're gonna be entering a diamond step, but we're gonna be cutting the movement halfway. That's gonna look like this. We're gonna go hook, we're gonna go up. Now from here, we're going to keep that base leg and this angle of our hips with our shoulder flexed the same. But we're gonna take this top leg, we're gonna swing it under us. Pivoting on the ball of our foot, we're gonna lean in for a stab. Now this freeze is called a half and half. The reason why is because half of your body is turned one way and half of your body is turned the other way. Think of this like as if you were to do a pilot and switch your arms. So the combination goes coffee grinder, diamond step, half a diamond step, half and half. We can definitely unspool the half and half later for more advanced B-boys and B-girls, but the half and half is a good surprise freeze, and it's also a good transition to get in and out of other power moves and other freezes. Let's do that a little bit faster. For those of you guys who might be having a hard time with this at home, make sure that you are looking in one direction every time you do that diamond step to make sure that you rotate back to the same mark. What I mean is during this step in the diamond step where we go into our knee drop or back hook form, we want to make sure we turn over our shoulder so that we can extend all the way out in the same direction. The other side, hook, up, down, over your shoulder, pull it. All together 2 times. Slow, then a little faster. Here we go. Coffee grinder first. 7, 8, we go swing, we go hook, up, back, turn, hook, up, back, turn, hook, up. This leg leaves, down, half and half. Here we go at more of a moderate jog. It'll go 7, 8, we go sweep, hook, up, down, hook, up, down, hook, up, freeze. Take your time with this move, experiment with it in both directions. Make sure that you especially pay attention to your weak side. For most of you, that'll probably be your left arm. So when you do this out of a clockwise flow, with your left leg hooking and your left leg going up, try to experiment with where your weight will shift for the high chair. A lot of you guys are probably gonna have to flat palm so that you don't pop your thumb out or sublux it, and that's totally fine for now. Application is key when it comes down to fully grasping whatever it is that you're learning, as well as finding out creative ways to use whatever you got. When you try to use what you've been working on, you're not only practicing that movement, but you're also exercising your own creative process through trial and error. Try to throw out a couple of freestyles using this move that we just covered. Practice freestyling into and out of that step. Otherwise, do your best to try to play around with this movement and make it an effective part of your vocabulary and how you interpret the music. practice this until it's something that you can understand enough to flip, digest, or recreate something unique to you. Consider creatively challenging yourself in a number of ways. Applying a character or a demeanor that adds texture to the quality of the movement. Adding fragments of this movement conceptually or physically to another movement. You could reverse the movement, you could invert the movement, or turn it upside down. You could change the height or the level of the movement. You could connect it into or out of less related movements. You could change the body parts involved in completing the movement. You could do it one-handed. You could do it one-legged. You could use this movement in a different space or a different environment. If you learned how to do something on hardwood, try to do it on concrete. Or you could simply listen to new music that demands a reimagining of these movements altogether. Ultimately, remember that true wealth isn't about how much you got. It's about how much you do with what you got. It's not just what you do, it's how you're gonna do it.